And yeah, and then the American Association of University Women did a study called Hostile Hallways, and it reported that 70% of girls have experienced harassment in their schools from guys, sexual harassment. 50% have experienced unwanted touching in their schools. 1/3 of all girls have had sexual rumors being spread about them, and then 1/4 have been cornered and molested in their school hallways. And, you know, I mean, if you ask me, the study shows that it's not the young woman walking alone down a dark alleyway that is most at risk for being sexually assaulted. It's the junior high girl walking down her school's hallway. And actually this happened, well, okay, the sexual assault stuff didn't happen to me in my school, but the thing that made me leave my school was in an English paper, one of the kids, I was a group English paper, we were all going around doing sentences, and one of the kids made a joke about rape in it. And, you know, being the crazy anti-feminist, or not anti-feminist, anti-sexual assault wacko that I am, you know, I told him that, you know, how sick and wrong rape is and how he should not be making jokes about it. And him and his buddy just started making, you know, even more jokes and said I need to lighten up and that rape is no big deal, and, you know, and it all happened in front of my teacher, which was what was really surprising. And, you know, being that I'm the daughter of a woman who was raped in junior high and a sister who's been date raped, you know, I thought this was horrible, and I just couldn't understand his thinking behind it. And, you know, but at the same time I couldn't be mad at him. You know, I really thought about punching him and hated him, but I couldn't really be mad at him because in our society rape is seen as a joke. You know, Family Guy, they make jokes about it. Robot, you know, shows make jokes about it. We see it every single day in CSIs. So it's become so normal that rape really isn't a big deal anymore. It's just something. But what I was really mad about, yeah, and that the harassment, you know, girls face every day is just boys being boys. It's not, you know, it's not harassment. It's not something that's going to lead to, you know, further harassment. No longer just with words, but with your hands. It's not, you know, but yeah, and then the way I see it, the only way that a girl can get through junior high is, you know, we have to do things with boys to make them like us, but we can never be seen as a slut. We must have no body fat whatsoever, but we can't be anorexic, and if we are, we can't let anybody know. We have to buy all the right things, do all the right things, and please everyone. We have to get good grades, but we can't be nerds. We have to have the right friends, but we can't be snobs, and, you know, forget having an opinion on anything. We must like watching sports, but we can't play them, or if we do, we can't be as good as the boys. And we can only like boys, and we have to do this without ever letting the other kids around us who are doing it, even though they're doing the same thing. And while we're doing all this, we have to attempt to get an education. Yeah. And then, because I was doing it for the school, I had it originally as a PowerPoint, and because I was getting analyzing art credit for it too. I don't really know how they can be seen as art, but so I have a lot of the ads here too. So I'll just kind of hold them up, and I can tell you what these books have told me is wrong with them and what I see is wrong. This is a Marc Jacobs bag, and it has, you know, woman's legs, and it's got disembodiment and the woman becoming a thing, you know.
And getting in the bag.
This is where we carry our bags, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, you got to give the bag to get in the bag.
Exactly. And then this is this one was sort of more marketing strategies, and how they have the perfume bottle in between her boobs, so it draws your eyes right to there. And then right here, the writing goes around her boob, so that's what you look at. And this is actually for breast implants, for breast augmentations.
These were the images that were coming up on the computer at school, and the boys would come up behind. Oh, Aria, does that turn you on?
Looking at porn? Aria's
porn.
looking at porn. She's doing her project on porn.
So the boys are recognizing how inappropriate these are for ads, but of course that twist on it.
You know, it's fine. And then this one, I mean, it doesn't really, when you first look at it, it doesn't look that bad, but if you look at the road lines right here, I don't know if you can see them. I'll have these out so you can look, but she's also got road lines on her shirt, and, you know, her underwear is hanging out, and this one is just the knife being held to a woman, sort of seen as fashion.
What are they selling?
Bondage is what you called it. Bondage, right?
Financing. What are they selling on this one though, with the knife to throat?
They're not selling anything. It is a fashion. They are advertising for a fashion brand. This one's just sort of how skinny models are, and this one is a guy, so it's even how how men can be seen as anorexic too. But yeah, and then this one was self-mutilation. She's got the knife to her wrist, and she looks like she gouged out her own eye. So I mean, these ones aren't. I mean, they're bad, but I have a lot worse. This ad, I want you to guess what it's selling.
No.
The shoes.
What?
The shoe. There's a shoe right here, and that's what they're selling. Is the shoe. See, there's a shoe right there. See, that's what they're selling. And what do you think this one's selling?
Oh.
Huh?
I can see what that is.
It's a car.
Car.
It's a woman in it's a woman's legs in the back of a car, and it's actually selling the underwear she's wearing that you can't see.
Oh my god.
And this one is just a fashion spread, but it looks like she's been punched in the face. So it was just sort of, beautifying abuse. And this one I kind of had as like the flip side of, women being very much objectified and like viewed like that, and then walking all over a guy. So it was sort of said, if you wear these right shoes, you can walk all over this guy, but he's going to be really pissed off about it. So yeah, there's that. And then this one, I mean, these ads aren't very bad. They're not horrible. They're not exactly great, but they're not horrible. This one actually I thought was more sexist towards guys, because it was like, the shirtless man standing up looking down the world. It kind of gives little boys the complex that they don't have a body like that. So, this one is that this ad was actually in, I think it was People or something like that, and it's for alcohol. And so it's just sort of how, women's bodies go along with alcohol, sex and alcohol are connected. But I thought it was funny that, these are things that you expect to see ads for in a porno, not. This one is one of my favorites and least favorites. And it's actually an ad for Dolce & Gabbana, which is a really big fashion brand. They sell shoes, bags, purses, perfumes. And I seriously thought it was like a gang raping, not, she's being held down. This one, they don't really have that bad except the woman in the cage, which is really bad, but.
Even that, the fact that we rate how bad
Yeah.
media is. I mean, it's media assault everywhere you go, but you drive by a billboard, no, that's not as bad as the last one I saw.
Yeah.
Yeah, desensitization, that's the word I was thinking.
And this one's just the naked woman's body, but the thing is, it's another marketing strategy is how the words, if you look, they go down so that your eyes have to travel all the way down her naked body. So and they're placed, this one's placed right at her boob and right at her butt. So it's drawing your eyes to our most valuable object, our most valuable selling things. This is a really popular clothing brand that a lot of young, teen girls wear, and these are some of the ads that